Good morning. So let's energize together. Now I have some, let's call it thoughts for Thursday. So this is almost empty. So I'm just going to fill it with water and shake it up. I talk a lot about habits, mindset, making new habits, changing habits, and people, it's simple, but it's not simple. And sometimes people make it harder than it actually is to do. But, I hear, well, I don't know how to change. What do I do? I don't know what to do, how to do it. How do I change, my mindset? I'm stuck in my ways, whatever it is. But, if think about this. If somebody told you that, they were working, say, your best friend or your child or your spouse, and they were working on changing, let's just say, a bad habit. I don't know, some kind of habit that they had, or something that was going on, and they wanted to change it. If they sat there and kept telling you, oh, I'm just stuck in my ways. Oh, I don't know how to do it. I can't do this. I can't change. I can't make new habits. What would you be saying to them? You think about that. What would you say to your best friend, to your child, to your spouse? If they were trying to change something for the better, what would you say to them? Would you just say, oh yeah, you're right, you're stuck in your ways, you can't change? No. You would sit there and be giving them, support. You would be giving them encouragement. You would be giving them ideas of what to do, how to do it. So why don't you do that for yourself? Why is it when it comes to yourself, you have all these thoughts and negative things going on in your head, and already condemning yourself to fail because you're telling yourself, well, I can't change. I've been doing this for 40 years. I can't do that. I can't. I don't have the willpower. I don't have the motivation. I talked about that the other day. We have all this internal stuff going on that we tell ourselves, but we would not accept that if like I said, your best friend, your child, your spouse, your sister, whoever was saying those things out loud for you to hear. You wouldn't accept them. You would be encouraging them, supporting them, again, giving them maybe suggestions of how to go about doing it. So why don't you do that for yourself? Give yourself encouragement. Give yourself support. Figure out a way for you to do it. And that's where the simple part comes in. It is simple. The things you help other people do or tell other people or can solve for other people, you can do for yourself. Now, no, it's not a simple process of it just happens overnight, but it's still as simple as changing the thought process. And then you work on, building the consistency, building the habit towards whatever it is you're working on, building. It's not going to happen overnight. So that's where people just don't do it, because it does take work. It's as simple as changing something, but then you have to work at changing it. So, and it's all right, so take this, for example. So you have this internal monologue of when you walk past the mirror or just thoughts during the day, whatever it is, you're like, oh, those wrinkles are so awful. They're making you look so old. That gray hair is just, oh my God, you're getting so ugly. Or, this is just awful and everybody can see, whatever it is. My cat's into something. But if your child, your best friend, your mom, or whatever, would you say those things to them? Would you, let's say your daughter, and here's a perfect example. All right, so my granddaughter, she's fixing to be 12, but she's had stretch marks for a while on like the side of her, you know, her butt right here, because she went through this growth spurt. Her growth spurts are like overnight, it seems like, because she could be like one height, and it's like next time I measure her, and it could be like 2 weeks later, a month later, it's like boom. But she like boom grew a butt. So she has stretch marks right there. And then she does have some on her thighs too, because she's had some crazy growth spurts. And I would never go up to her and say, oh my God, look at those stretch marks. They're so ugly. They make you look so ugly. You need to cover them up, or whatever it is. I would never go say that to her. So, you know, you got to think about the way you talk to yourself. Would you talk to anybody else that way? Would you go up to your child, whether they're young, they're a teenager, they're an adult? Would you go up to your mom? Would you go up to your mom and say, oh my God, Mom, you're looking so old and ugly because of all your wrinkles? You wouldn't do that. I would hope you wouldn't do that. Would you go tell your best friend that, oh my God, Kim, you look disgusting because, you know, and ugly, you need to cover up that gray hair? No, you probably would not. So why do you tell yourself that? Like, seriously. So you have to step back and think about changing the way you talk to yourself. Talk to yourself like you're talking to your child, or you're talking to your best friend, or your mom, your aunt, your grandma, whoever it is. Talk to yourself like you would talk to them, in a nice way, in a positive way. And here's the simple part. It is simple to do. You just change that thought process. Now, the hard part comes to work, because you have to mindfully do that every single day. So instead of, and here's how you do that, how you start shifting that negative to a positive. Look in the mirror. Because you're looking in the mirror, looking at all your flaws anyway, so go look in the mirror, because, yeah, you're going to feel, you know, silly doing this mindfully, but you do it every day unmindfully. So go look in the mirror, because you're looking in the mirror for your flaws anyway. Go look in the mirror, and instead of looking for those flaws you think you have, go find something you like about yourself. Whether it's your eyes, like, oh, my eyes are so pretty, or you find that profile, you know how you can find that a certain profile in the mirror, and it's like, bam, damn, you know, or whatever it is. Find something you like about yourself, and then you concentrate on that, and you tell yourself that every day. Oh, look at those beautiful eyes, they're so gorgeous. Or, ooh, your smile, oh God, it just lights up the room. You know, you got to change that. And yes, it's going to feel silly at first. You sitting there telling yourself that, because I'm going to tell you, you need to tell yourself that out loud. You really do. Say it out loud. And it's going to feel silly. It's going to, I don't like this word, but you're going to feel stupid. You're going to feel silly. You're going to feel awkward, you know. But guess what? So what? Do it anyway. Because it's going to change that negative inner monologue to a positive inner monologue. Because, you know, eventually once you start believing and start getting in that habit of more positive, you're going to find more positive things about yourself. Instead of looking at those stretch marks and thinking they're all ugly and make you ugly and they're hideous and you wish you didn't have them, if you focus, you know, you can start thinking, oh, these are like warrior stripes, stripes of honor, whatever people call them, because I brought a beautiful life into this world. I carried a child in this body. I made another child and grew it. And that's your badge of honor. There you go, badge of honor. So instead of focusing on their ugly, focus on, oh, I did an amazing thing with this body. And this is my badge of honor. my, Mama Stripes, Warrior Stripes, whatever. I've heard them called different things. You start shifting that. So you have to do that. That's things you have to do, and it requires work. So it's simple, what you have to do, but then you have to put in the work to do it. And if you do that every day, I'm going to tell you, if you do that every day, you tell yourself you're beautiful. You tell yourself that you're amazing. You tell yourself that, you have a beautiful smile, beautiful eyes, whatever it is. You will start believing it, and that mindset will start shifting, and you will start being more positive about yourself, not just with that one thing that you're focusing on. And that will carry over to your life. So think about this. Go back to that your child. The way you inner talk to yourself right now. Would you want your child standing beside you 24/7 and actually hearing all the things you say about yourself? You wouldn't. And you wouldn't say those things to them either. So stop saying them to yourself. And start supporting yourself and being positive towards yourself. And things will change. They really will. No, they're not going to happen overnight. It's not like instantaneous. We want instant. It's not going to be instant. It requires mindfulness. It requires action. It requires being, thinking, but it will happen. I can guarantee you that it will happen if you keep at it.